share one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
So first of all, I'm using this video of this incident that happened about 2 weeks ago. This ratchet ass shit. This is going to be ratchet ass shit number 2. I wish it was number 1, but I just didn't feel like opining last week. Okay, first of all, before I even get into this video, I'm going to be using this video. I'm going to use fair use in order to talk about it. But first of all, most people, from what I've seen, agreed with the guy that it was not his responsibility to be getting food for all these other children that this woman had. However, I had a slightly different take on it. First of all, I blame the guy, number 1, for getting involved with a baby mama in the first place. If you got a woman out there who already had a bunch of kids by some other baby daddy or daddies or whatever, then you shouldn't even be talking to her. That's the bottom line. See, in the animal kingdom, they always bring up this anecdote. In the animal kingdom, lions, when they, like if it's a male lion, when a male lion meets a female lion, typically they kill the cubs from the last generation, if there were any. Because when a male lion brings food into the pride, he's not trying to feed this other baby daddy's lions. Because the problem is, it's just like when you watch that movie, The Lion King. You know, if you're not a direct blood relative, you know, that relative is basically vying for your position, which basically means in the human kingdom, they ain't got no ties to you, they ain't got no loyalty to you, and they're likely to stab your ass in the back. Now, the issue is we're not animals, we're not lions, but, you know, most of these people act like it, however, so I must say. The thing about it is, as far as I'm concerned, being a stepdaddy is like financing another man's orgasm. And for you to even put yourself through that means that you must be lazy as a man, and you must have felt that you couldn't do any better. And you really should have been out there looking for somebody who ain't got no kids. Or if at the very least, get your passport, go overseas, get yourself a foreign wife who has none of this drama going on. And just leave these baby mamas alone, because you're setting yourself up for lots of problems. You're setting yourself up for problems with these kids. You're setting yourself up for problems with these other baby daddies. Let's go.
Every fucking day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids.
So right there, let's just stop right there. She got 3 other kids. Now, God knows how many other baby daddies are out there, but she got 3 other kids. You mean to tell me that this is how little you look out for yourself, that you're messing with some chick who got 3 other kids by some other guy out there? That's how little you think of yourself. It's just sad, but anyway, I'm gonna let it go.
We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? You're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there.
So the other people who've opined on this situation have basically sided with the guy. But I want to point out something. First of all, if you make the mistake of going to McDonald's, even if it's for your own kids, and you make the mistake of asking what do they want before you go to McDonald's, you're not going to get so. It's not like they're looking out for your wallet. They're not going to send you to the value menu to get like a double cheeseburger and a small fry and a small soda. They're going to come up with a whole goddamn freaking menu as if they're in a freaking French restaurant asking you for shit to bring back. Have any of you actually, first of all, I've only been to McDonald's extraordinarily infrequently because I hate their food. Their food tastes disgusting. If I want a burger, chances are I'll go to Checkers or Five Guys. If I want fries, chances are I'm going to go to Five Guys. McDonald's food tastes disgusting. It's like all of their food is so overly processed. It tastes horrible. It tastes like the box. The last time I made the mistake of going to McDonald's, like I was on a road trip, I ended up giving most of my food away to a kid because like they actually ate that shit. And I was like, the fries taste horrible. The burgers taste horrible. And I think, a lot has changed with McDonald's and KFC since they took trans fats out the food. Now, granted, trans fats, where you add hydrogen into the oil, is horrible for your heart. Like, that shit will clog your fucking heart up. That will have you dead before you're 45. But the issue is, it tasted good. And that's part of the problem. It actually tasted good, and it had a better texture to it, despite the fact it's horrible for your health. But have you looked at the price of the food? I mean, let's take a look at a combo meal. Let's look at the combo meal, see how much this shit costs. Just a Big Mac combo meal, right? Big Mac combo meal, where's the price? Where's the price? I don't see it. I guess they didn't post the prices here. You have to go into the order thing. But the bottom line is, for a combo meal, you're looking at no less than about $8.99, maybe $7.99 for the cheapest combo meal. This stuff's expensive. Now, if you're talking about having to basically shop a value menu or shop a menu for a bunch of kids, mind you, these kids ain't his. You're talking about probably having to spend about $50, $60. Because, keep in mind, it's 3 kids plus his kid plus her. Because if you bought all kids food, you didn't buy her anything, she's going to complain about that shit too. First of all, again, I blame the guy for getting himself involved with a baby mama at all. The moment that you slept with her and you became a stepdad, you set yourself up for this shit. If you're a stepdaddy, you financing another man's orgasm. You should have known goddamn better. But fine, your damage is done. Hopefully, the other dudes who are listening to what I'm saying right now will be smarter. Because this shit is ridiculous. First of all, you're not getting nothing for being a baby daddy with this chick. She's got a bunch of other dudes floating around out there. Some of them probably in jail. Some of them are probably gangbangers or whatever it is. You're going to have to fight these dudes if they ever come back because they're looking for her. They're not looking for you. That's why so many of these men end up getting into fights and arguments and shooting each other and shit. Because it's usually over a woman. Most of the times, these dudes ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, but they end up getting in fights over these damn women. And let me say one other thing. By you allowing these chicks to be with you after they had all these other kids with all these other men, what you're basically allowing her to do is practice polyandry. Polyandry is like polygamy. Polyandry means that you have multiple husbands. See, in most of these foreign countries, when men and women get together, they're married. We do all this side ratchet shit without marriage. So what you end up having is a situation where you got baby daddies and baby mamas floating around, but ain't nobody got a ring on their finger, and you got all these illegitimate kids rolling around out there. And now the issue is, either you're practicing this polyandry where you got multiple men, or you're practicing polygyny where you got multiple women, which are both of these are forms of polygamy. Polygamy basically means that you've got multiple sexual partners. Andry means man. Guinea means white woman. So the men are out here practicing polygyny, and the women are out here practicing polyandry because ain't nobody married. So you've already set yourself up for problems. So for you dudes who are on here complaining about having to get all this McDonald's and feed all these kids and pay all this child support, I don't even want to hear your bullshit, because most of you are lazy, and instead of going out and getting a better woman, y'all are sitting up in your chick's basement playing PlayStation 5 and shit in your underwear and your socks. You're not even trying to do nothing for yourself. You laying up in some chick's house playing freaking PlayStation 5. This is how you set yourself.
More than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about them? Now, you know what? This ain't like a classroom or some shit where you come to the classroom and you're eating something and the teacher tells you, oh, well, if you eating something, you're supposed to have enough for everybody else. That's bullshit. First of all, y'all made it to school, so you're supposed to have yourself your breakfast that the school serves, number one. Number two, y'all should have parents as far as I know, so you're supposed to get it from your parents. In this case, her kids are supposed to be getting fed by her and her other baby daddies, however God knows how many there are. See, this is what y'all are doing to yourselves. You're setting yourselves up for the downfall. See, and that's the thing. It's just what I'm saying. It's like most of these dudes getting into these fights and arguments and shootouts. I seen that shit in my hood. I seen it. You see these dudes pulling up to these chicks' houses and getting in fights and arguments and stuff over his kids or her kids, and it gets really old after a while. And the system ain't doing nothing but laughing at your asses because we all know based on the pandemic that they can just print out welfare checks and throw that shit at you just to keep your asses showing up to them shitty ass jobs that you got. But the sad thing is y'all set yourself up for failure. It's like there ain't no reason in the world why you should be messing with nobody who already got kids. Now, if you got kids and they got kids and y'all have some kind of arrangement and agreement and y'all decide that y'all really desperately need to get married, that's one thing. But if y'all out here practicing this polyandry and this polygyny and shit, y'all basically just setting yourselves up for problems just like this. Because think about it. All that's going to happen, if they have an argument on this level, all that's going to happen is he's going to end up going elsewhere, meeting some other chick and having another baby mama out there. And all she's going to do is have some dude rolling up into her house, banging on her ass. And she's going to have another baby freaking daddy out there because it looks like all she can really do is have children. She doesn't seem to know much about makeup and shit. So I'm just saying, y'all set yourselves up for failure. It's really disgusting.
What about your other kids?
Young,
They ain't
why
mine.
okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
What are you talking about? What are you mad
Them
about?
my kids, them your kids' siblings though.
So what you
So he finna, my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Listen,
Now, let me tell you something. In my entire life, I have never taken a dime of welfare. First of all, it's because I've made too much money in my life. The only thing that I ever got close to a welfare check was when George W. Bush fucked up the economy back in 2008, and he decided to give everybody basically a stimulus check for $600. Some people didn't even get that because their tax withholding was too high, but it was a general check that came back to every American taxpayer. That's the closest I ever got to freaking welfare. Here you got this chick talking about her food stamps don't show up to the 7th. So basically what you got is a welfare queen who's got these baby daddies out there who she expects to be shopping from McDonald's. And all she seems to be able to do is lay on her back collecting food stamps. See, this is the problem. This is the reason why I vote Republican. If it was up to me, we would eliminate the welfare state. There'd be no welfare. Your ass would be out on a job. If I could wake up every fucking morning at 4 and 5 o'clock to no alarm clock. I don't even use an alarm clock. The alarm don't wake me up. I wake up by the fucking sun. The mere fact I can get up and get my shit together and y'all out here collecting fucking welfare checks, these fucking stimulus checks. If it was up to me, I wouldn't give you shit. And the Republicans, I'm pissed off at them because every single time they have a supermajority, they never seem to kill this welfare shit. If it was up to me, you wouldn't see a fucking dime of welfare. The only welfare you see is get your ass up, get on a job, pull yourself up by your own fucking bootstraps. Tired of this shit. Up there getting food stamps, getting pregnant. That's all you good for. That's all you do. EBT card stands for Eat Better Tomorrow. Tired of this shit. Furthermore, if you getting welfare and this food stamps and this EBT shit, you should have told him when he goes to McDonald's, yeah, take your EBT card and you go buy him some McDonald's. Just swipe the card. Eat better tomorrow. That's what that shit stands for. I'm tired of this welfare state shit. But guess what? It goes even further than that. Because it's bad enough they giving welfare to these people just sleeping around and having all these damn illegal kids so that they can steal the wheels off my car because they grow up and then they feel bad for themselves so that they're stealing and shit. But then on top of that, y'all don't do anything to discipline these bastards. They're out here punching people in the back of the head, pushing people in the subway and shit on the tracks and all this nonsense. And this is your fault. And the thing about it, what bothers me more than anything is the health of the state is live births. And all they doing is they feeding you so they can keep you alive because they know that they need your kids for the next generation of welfare recipients and prisoners. Because there's 3 things in this country they need you for. The school industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, and the military industrial complex. They need soldiers, prisoners, and they need students. And that's all they need you for. And you're playing right into this shit. So I'm done. I'm tired of this nonsense. This is some ratchet ass shit. I had enough.